Welcome to the Great Gubal Library. This is Rin from Savage Cat Punch, and I will help you get through this dungeon. We're starting off today with our portraits of the day and the dungeon map. Please pause here if you'd like to get a look at the treasure locations, as well as the stopping points for your wall-to-wall polls. Pause here as well if you're interested in reading what can be found in the lore pages around the library. The polls before the first boss don't do too much damage, just watch out for those AoEs and use your defensives. After the first boss, you will need to defeat all of the monsters in order to progress. Surprise, I know. It is important to note, though, that the page 64 monsters do not follow you, so your pulls must stop at their locations before continuing. The Spandul monsters in these pulls inflict a random party member with misery, which increases their damage taken. Paired with page 64's randomly targeted laser, indicated by a dark purple tether, this can do quite a bit of damage. So if you're targeted by this tether, try to turn yourself away from the rest of the group. After the second boss, keep in mind that the Skatine monsters summon adds, so tanks, be sure to pick those up before moving on with your pull. The Demon Tome did not get the memo that it should attack the tank, so healers, be aware that the boss will be throwing out single target blizzard attacks at random party members the entire time while it is not casting anything else. First up, a large purple line will appear down the center of the arena. This indicator can be tricky, but you will need to stand right outside the line on either side and then move into the middle as soon as you see that line disappear, becoming instead two lines on the sides. If you are hit with this, it will inflict heavy damage and removable slow and heavy debuffs. The boss will cast Repel next, which pushes everyone away. You can negate this knockback with Arm's Length or Surecast if you'd like. The Demon Tome will then close its pages with Disclosure, killing anyone who is still in front of it when the cast bar finishes. It will repeat its mechanics now, but it will freeze the arena with Words of Winter before using Disclosure. Slide around the back of the boss if it does not perish first. Byblos will start by using Head Down, choosing one party member to charge at. Unlike most boss charges of this nature, this does not do scaling damage based on your proximity to the boss, so melees, you can stay in attack range as long as you're not pointed at any other party members. It may also use a tail swipe attack behind it, so be wary of that. Byblos will jump away for a moment now. When it returns, it will be invulnerable, spawning two page 64 adds around the arena. Defeating these will give two players blue tethers with an orb at the end. Drag these tethers through the boss, as getting hit with an orb will make it vulnerable again. You only need to hit it with one of these orbs. During this time, the boss will be screaming at you, so pay attention to the unavoidable room-wide damage going out, healers. It will now use Gale Cut, summoning wisps of wind around the arena that deal damage and a small knockback if touched. The Everlasting Bibliotaph requires a little bit of party coordination. If you get a red indicator above your head, run in between the circles you see on the floor on the outside of the arena. Do not drop it in the middle of the arena or on the circles, as this will spawn a persistent exploding puddle. The main mechanic of this boss is Void Call, which causes all of the circles around the room to light up. First, there will be only one light per circle, which means that only one person needs to stand at them. Solve this mechanic separately as needed. It will use the same thing again soon, but with two lights per circle. You will need to solve these with one other party member standing in them at the same time. The last set of Void Call will be 3 lights per circle, which you will need 3 people to stand in at the same time. Failure to solve any of these circles will result in add spawning. In between these mechanics, the boss will cast Deep Darkness or Magic Burst, which you must dodge in or out of respectively. One will always follow the other, so if it was in first, be ready to immediately dodge out next. That's all for the Bibliotaph's mechanics, so watch out for those void calls and burn the boss down. Here is your boss recap. Feel free to pause for a quick reference. Congratulations on completion. Enjoy your journey, and don't worry, I got you for the next dungeon. Until next time.